Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Delahaye from the blog Huesofdelahaye.com, and today I'll tell you 10 top things to do in Riga, plus some juicy bits of information to know before you go. For the best European tips, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell to be notified when I post a new video every week. So basically, Riga is both the capital and the largest city of Latvia, and I visited Riga because I was attending a female travel conference for my blog. I really hadn't heard of Riga before or knew what to expect when I was visiting the city, and this is why I'm making this video, just to give you an insight of what the city is like and some cool things to do there. Riga is basically known for its architecture, specifically its Art Nouveau architecture, and it has the highest concentration of Art Nouveau architecture in the world. And the city is just a mix of old and very beautiful buildings. If you are a photographer, if you like taking architectural photography, this is basically a city that you will love because there's so much around each corner to see, like really old world kind of architecture, buildings, how the people live, everything like that. So it's a really charming city. So I'm just gonna get straight into the video of the top 10 things to do in Riga. So the first place you should visit in Riga is Riga's Old Town. It's basically characterized by well-preserved medieval architecture, beautiful pastel buildings, and really cool like cobblestone streets. It's like the quintessential kind of architecture you think of when you think of Europe. So guys, the next place to visit in Riga is St. Peter's Church, and St. Peter's Church is a beautiful Gothic building that dominates the city. You can see it from miles around basically. It was built in the 15th century, and in 1997 it was included on the UNESCO World Heritage List. But basically the best part of this church, no lie guys, is the viewing platform on the 3rd floor that gives you 360 unobstructed view of Riga city. And basically it's like, I think it was like €9 to get up there, and you get on a little lift. You don't have to take the stairs or anything. But it's really beautiful. You can see all the way down to Riga Central Market, the Holocaust Museum, and to the other side of the city. It is just spectacular. And if you go just before sunset, you can just see the sun going down on the city. It's that's all I can say. So the next place to visit guys is the Bremen's Town musician statue, which is directly behind St. Peter's Church, and it's basically based on the fairy tales by a Brothers Grimm. And it's like 4 different animals stacked onto each other. So there's a dog, there's a cat, there's a rooster, and I think there's a pig. And it's basically said that if you rub the statue, your wish will come true, and your wish will come true. So, and by the looks of it, everyone and their cat has been rubbing these 4 statues, poor statues. But it's just a good like tourist photo opportunity. Go there and take a photo with your friend, with your family, or have someone take a photo of you if you're traveling by yourself. But it's just a cute little statue to go and see, and if you're into that kind of things, it's really adorable. So that's another place to visit. One of the most popular spots in Riga is the House of the Blackheads. It's a building that was erected in the 14th century, and it was used for the Brotherhood of Blackheads, and this was like a society of like unmarried merchants and foreigners that was based in Riga. And it was like one of the most popular tourist spots to take photos of when you visit Riga. It's an undeniably beautiful buildings, and also there are like, when you go up close to the building, the images that you will see on the coat of arms and the front of the building are basically in honor of the House of Blackheads patron saint, which was Saint Maurice, who was Egyptian. And so these images are just meant to honor them. So you will see a lot of images like that covering the buildings, but it's quite a unique and beautiful buildings. It's quite specific in its style, it's definitely go and see. There is a museum inside the Brotherhood, the Brotherhood of Blackheads, and the museum basically takes you on the history of the Brotherhood. However, one thing to note about the building that you see now is that the building was bombed in World War II, and what you see in the center now is a reconstruction of the building, and it was reconstructed between 1996 to 1999. So that's one thing to be aware. It's not the original building, but it is a reconstruction of what the building was like when it was initially built. Fees for the entry into the museum is between 3 to 6 euros, so do bear that in mind when you're visiting the House of the Brotherhoods of Blackhead. Guys, as I was saying, Riga is known for its architecture, specifically its Art Nouveau architecture, and it has the highest concentration of Art Nouveau architecture in the world. And one of the best places in Riga to go and see this kind of architecture is on Albert Street. It's basically a street that every house has been built in the Art Nouveau architecture style. So if you want to live your best Instagram life, you get all those likes, go to that street. Some of the houses might be like under renovation, but you can definitely see like it's a street filled with beautiful buildings. So one of the places that I really liked was the Riga's Central Market, and this is for the foodies out there. This is for the people who, when you go to a destination, you like to try the food of that destination. This is for the people who are also always hungry. No matter how much they eat, you're always hungry. This is a place to go. It is basically one of the largest marketplace in Eastern Europe. It is five, I tell you, not one, 5 different pavilions which have select food. So you have a pavilion for dairy, for fish, for meat, and for vegetables. Also within the pavilion you have like a little street food market where you can actually buy stuff and go and sit down, and I would recommend bringing cash. It is like, it can be a bit overwhelming because it's so big and you're like, wow, you're just like looking like what to eat, what do I eat, you like so many choices, but it's really a great place if you like trying food. This is a great place to go. It's in the heart of the old Riga, the old town of Riga, so it's not too far and it's next to the river. Definitely go and check this place out. And also the Riga's Central Market was also included on the UNESCO World Heritage List in 1998, so it's a very like prestigious place to go with lots of food. So if you're going to Riga, definitely head over to my blog because I have a detailed itinerary of how to spend a weekend in Riga, and also sign up to my newsletter where you can get a lot of European city breaks and tips on how to travel throughout Europe. So another place to visit in Riga is the famous cat house. So I own a cat, and if you own a cat or you like cats, this is a quite interesting house to go and see. So the house was built in 1909 and it has components of medieval and Art Nouveau, but the most important thing about the house, or the most interesting thing about the house, is basically there is like a lifelike cat sculpture on the house where the cat is raised like this. If you have a cat, you understand what I mean. Yeah, when your cat goes like that. So basically it was built in that fashion because apparently the guy that owned this cat house held grudges and was super petty because he was refused membership. He held the grudge against the Great Guild because he was refused membership there. So even back in the day, people were real petty and holding grudges, and even to this day you can still see evidence of that. So I found that quite interesting and quite a cool fact about the house, that the guy built that just to like flick off the Great Guild. So it's quite an interesting thing to, if you go to Riga, definitely go see the famous cat house. Another place to see in Riga is Dom Square, which houses the Riga Cathedral. And basically to me one of the most impressive thing about this square is that the big murals that you will see on the houses or on the side of the buildings is really captivating and really interesting to see. Like, oh, you wouldn't expect murals to be in such a old historic European city, but that's one of the things that stood out to me. Obviously it houses the cathedral, and when you visit Dom Square you will see different kind of architectural styles because the building was built over extended periods where you'll see Art Nouveau, you'll see Gothic, you'll see Baroque, so it's like a mishmash of different architectural styles within this square. So definitely go check that out if you're really into architecture, if you're really into buildings and European history. This place is a place to see. So another place to see in Riga, or another building to see in Riga, is the Three Brothers. And basically it's three houses that are conjoined together, that were built over the 15th and the 17th century. And basically why this house is so famous, is like very Instagram famous, is because it's so beautiful. Each house has its different quirkiness, different color, and very unique style or facade. So a lot of people go there to take photos because it's so like very captivating and very different. So if you really want to go, definitely go check out the Three Brothers. So guys, another place to visit when you're in Riga that I highly recommend, and if you want to learn more about the city of Riga and the country of Latvia, definitely go check this museum out. It's the Museum of Occupation of Latvia. Basically the museum was established in 1993, and it basically gives the history of the occupation of Latvia from World War II to the collapse of the Soviet Union. So it details all the history of the whole country. And if you want to learn more about the country, I definitely highly recommend it. It's free, and it's just like, it's a part of history that if you're visiting the city, you need to know about the city so you can understand the way of life. So a bonus tip, guys, if you're visiting Riga, one of the top, like, I would definitely recommend taking a day trip to Hues. It's basically a little town, and one of the highlights of this town is a 13th century medieval castle. This town is just beautiful. I had the opportunity to spend like a few days in Hues, and I definitely would highly recommend, if you can go. It's like 2 hours via car, if you and you can get the bus there as well. If you want to go and just explore this little town, it's so quaint, it's so like beautiful, it's so charming. Like, definitely go. I cannot express how amazing this little town is. So definitely, if you're looking for day trips from Riga to anywhere, I would say definitely Hues is one of my top picks. I got to spend time there, and I really loved like the walking around the town, going to the traditional Latvian spa there. It was incredible. It was an incredible experience for me, so I would highly recommend that. And now we're gonna get on to some travel tips when you're in Riga, some of the stuff to do and stuff to consider. The first thing is, Riga is very walkable. The city center is a pedestrian zone. So, and once you're in where the memorial monument is, everything is like a 15 to 8 minutes walk. So even your hostel is very straightforward to navigate. Two things I would say to download or have on your phone when you go to Riga is Google Maps. Trust me, you'll need that, because it really tells you like where you're going. If you're not like me, if you're like me, who like you get lost easily, and you like to have your GPS so you know exactly where you're going, definitely have that on your phone. And the next one is to download the Bolt app, which is their version of Uber. You can order taxi, and it gives you the taxi quicker than the normal taxi, and it's super cheap. It's like cheaper than Uber in London, like dirt cheap. So definitely you can do that. It's like sometimes it was like only €3 if we wanted to go like from the city center across the river. It was like €3-5 for 2 people, so it's like dirt cheap, guys. So I would definitely recommend downloading that app on your phone, and stay in an Airbnb. The Airbnb there in Riga are really good, like, and really cheap, and some of them are the buildings outside might look really old and sketchy, but inside I'm telling you, they're better than some flats in London.